Simin Patel, better known as Miss Bombay-wala, and I'm working on a book on Bombay's Irani cafes, corner restaurants that have been serving the common man chai and bun Maska for over a century. In this episode of AVIDOnline, I'm going to be telling you about Irani cafes in the age of coronavirus. So how these restaurants that are known to never close have been coping in these difficult times and how their daring owners have been keeping busy. Let's go to Café de la Paix at Opera House, where the owner Gustad Irani has not only kept his cafe open for the whole duration of the lockdown, but he's also feeding anybody in need of a meal. So Gustad has been specially making dal chawal and sabji for the daily wage workers in the locality who can pay any amount they like or none at all for the food that they are being served. Even the cops in the locality were so impressed with Gustad's daring that they have become regular customers. Now, one of the reasons why cafes like Café de la Paix and Cosmopolitan Restaurant and stores down the road can stay open in these times is because they are also provision stores, selling the daily necessities of bread, egg and cheese to the local population. Another reason is because they have very little or no staff. So Gustad has his trusted helper Kayum, and his cousins down the road at Cosmopolitan Restaurant and stores have no staff at all. This means that they do not rely on staff for their daily functioning. Let's go further south to Britannia and Company Restaurant in the sleepy commercial district of Ballard Estate. As Mr. Baman Kohinoor, the late senior partner of Britannia, would say, shop is closed, but the three dogs that the restaurant has adopted, Julio, Sheila and Lizzie, do need looking after. So Mr. Baman's son Afshin and the staff of Britannia go to the restaurant, open it, cook the doggies some chicken, feed them, and then shut the restaurant and go home again. Now the Kohinoors have always been animal lovers, and many of the animals that they have adopted over the decades have been left at the entrance of Britannia by different people, knowing that these animals will all find a good home in the restaurant. Even the mascot of Britannia, Robin the rooster, was actually left at the steps of the restaurant by somebody and then adopted by Mr. Kohinoor's wife. Now, changing direction and going northwards to Cooler and Company in Matunga, which was the absolute edge of Bombay in the 1930s when the restaurant was opened. In the 1950s and the 1960s, the Coolers were the absolute kings of the locality. They were the kings of King's Circle, they were the godfathers, they were the local guardians, and from Matunga to Dadar, there were no inhabitants who were more daring and more dashing than the Coolers. Therefore, when you see this video of Ali Cooler, senior partner of Cooler and Company, driving recklessly during lockdown, it must be understood in the context of the long historical claims that the Coolers have to Matunga and the city. And finally, on 27th March, the first weekend of lockdown, a film released on Netflix called Maska, which revolves around the survival of an Irani cafe in Bombay. Now, what is interesting is how different the hero of the film is compared to the daring Iranis I have been telling you all about. The hero is a dithering Parsi torn between two women and shows none of the signs of the kind of resolve that you usually associate with Iranis. Thank you.